Pristina, capital city of Kosovo. A new country for me, and the newest country in Europe. Some people might not agree with that, but I digress. Let's go and explore. Despite the language barrier, Febby is already making friends with the local dogs. And if you didn't know, they mostly speak Albanian here. I guess Serbian is also an official language, but at least in Pristina it seems everyone is speaking Albanian and English to a pretty good standard, to be honest. The newborn monument behind me signifies the newborn country of Kosovo. Only 16 years old, it's not quite old enough to buy a beer yet. At least in my country, in England. In the Balkans, they probably can. Now the building in the distance that you can see there, that you saw some shots of in the opening sequence, is the National Theatre. And right outside here we've got a USA flag. You'll see that quite often in Kosovo, because obviously the Americans and NATO helped Kosovo liberate itself. In case you're wondering, our friend from the newborn monument is still following us. It's obviously partial to a few Turkish biscuits. Now the more eagle-eyed of you, pun intended, might have spotted the Albanian flag over there as well. There is some very complicated geopolitics in this country, which I'm not going to go into. So if you want to know about that, go and watch another video. I could sit here and explain it for 15 minutes and you still wouldn't have any idea what's going on. So we'll gloss over that and we'll just walk around as tourists today. So we walk out of the main square of Pristina. We're on our way to Bill Clinton Boulevard. Maybe this is Monica Lewinsky Lane. I think I was joking. Old William's a bit of a diplomatic hero here. Fair play, Bill. Febby's brought some conkers to eat. €2. You get a whole meal for that. You can actually get a meal for that. In Kosovo, it's probably the cheapest eating I've seen anywhere in Europe, to be honest. I was about to say anywhere in the Balkans, but anywhere in Europe. Behind me here is the Mother Teresa Cathedral. Now if you've seen some of my old videos all the way back in Skopje, which is only about an hour down the road from here, we visited the house of Mother Teresa. Well, it's time to go in the cathedral, and I think we can go all the way up in a tower and get a nice aerial view of the city here. Are you ready to climb some stairs, Febby?
Yeah, are you?
No, because there's actually an elevator, thankfully. Let's go. The guy operating the lift on the floor told me it was 75 metres high, which is about 250 foot. It's higher than it looks from the ground actually. It's a pretty good view of everything. You can see the football stadium and the theatre where we just came from over there. Behind me is a pretty interesting building, which is the National Library, which is a bit of a divisive design. Some people think it looks pretty ugly, some people think it looks pretty cool. Let me know what you think. We'll try and get closer to it later. I'll zoom in from up here so you get a good view as well. Now arrived just across the road at the National Library. characterised by the strange domes on top and the kind of netting design that some people say looks like a fishnet. I'm going to be a bit more niche and say it looks a bit like things on Jeff Hardy's arm. There you go. Now the domes on top do serve a purpose. They are to let natural light into the different areas of the library. The guy who was operating the lift at the Mother Teresa Cathedral said that they're supposed to symbolise a hat. I don't quite see it, but fair enough. This could possibly be the hat they're referring to. Like this dude here. Okay, as the call to prayer goes off in the background, this is mostly a Muslim country, that tells me that it's probably time for lunch. Let's go and get some food. Okay, we're back outside. After lunch we went in to charge the phones and we got distracted by Kosovo versus Lithuania on the TV. Kosovo 1-2-1, but it's taken up a couple of extra hours, so we're back outside now. It's going to get dark soon. I don't know what more I'm going to film today. There is a part 2 coming tomorrow, stay tuned for that. It'll be a few hours for me, but only a few seconds for you. See you then. Good morning, day 2 in Pristina. We're actually on the outskirts now in a village called Miramore, something like that. I may not be pronouncing it right. We've come to the bear sanctuary. Let's get in and see what's going on. This must be some kind of special bear. Okay, so it only costs €2.50 each, as I mentioned yesterday in Kosovo, and it looks like we take a little hiking path around and hopefully meet some bears on the way. If they're anything as friendly as the cat, we'll be alright. Let's head on. As we enter the woodland, it's worth telling you that this morning we got here by taxi. Uber doesn't exist here. We did use an app called eTaxi. Cost us €10, about a 30-minute drive. Again, pretty cheap. Okay, so some of the things are written in Albanian, so we're not 100% sure, but we think this means how far can an animal jump? A bear can jump 3 meters according to this, which when it's already about 2.5 meters tall is pretty scary. We've got a little board here which shows all the bears that have been rescued and tells us their names. Do you want to reveal a random one for us, Abby? Stevie the bear. Go on, one more. Hannah. Big up Stevie and Hannah. Let's keep going. So this little exhibition we've just entered is meant to represent what these bears experienced for 13 years. Face to face with our first bear here. We did hear some further down the hill. He's just sleeping in the shade basically at the minute. Maybe he's just had his breakfast and he's relaxing a bit now. Just walked up this little observation deck and there's a warning that there may be snakes in the woods, so watch out. Got this little den behind us here representing what brown bear hibernates in over the winter. It is October now, so the bears are probably trying to fatten themselves up and get ready for the cold weather, which is why they might not be doing much, just lounging around. We come around the corner here. One of the bears is a little bit more active. Turns out it's our friend Hannah from the picture board as well. As you've just seen on the fence there, as we say goodbye to Hannah, there's also a lion that's been rescued. Let's go and see if we can get a decent shot. I can see him very much chilling in the sun down there. There you go. I think he's just enjoying the last of the summer sun, much like us. This area of Kosovo is absolutely stunning. The hills in the background there are beautiful. Just come across the evacuation point. One of the bears escapes, I guess. You come in here, they lock the doors and hope the bear goes away for a bit. And as we reach the end, I would say it's very highly recommended, to be honest. Can't think of many better ways to spend €2.50 for a nice walk on a Sunday morning. Some of the bears weren't about, but they're wild animals. We're not going to complain about that. There's more than enough of them that were friendly enough and sat near the fence to let us get our photos. Thumbs up. That's all from Pristina, as some of you might have guessed. We're somewhere different now. Stay tuned for a video from here. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel adventures, and I'll see you next time.